Welcome to the first ever episode of Down the Badger Hole with Drew and Chandler. I'm Drew,
I'm Chandler.
so that's that out of the way. We got a good topic today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually.
pretty good. Pretty much very in my vein, if you will. Not in my vein. That's weird, but so what'd you do this week, Chandler? Other than work your ass off.
Yeah, just work.
Work.
Work and sleep.
Work and sleep.
Tried to eat a little bit.
Oh yeah. Did you
Yeah.
poop at any point?
A lot, actually.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
Actually, I didn't work on Tuesday.
I thought you were gonna say you didn't poop this week.
No,
I was about to be very concerned.
No. I didn't work on Tuesday because I couldn't stop pooping. Actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were pooping back and forth forever on Tuesday.
For like literally ever. I think I stopped counting at like 14.
That's gross.
Yeah. It was an issue.
That's too many times, bud.
Don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But next week
You're gonna poop less?
hopefully next week work will be better because I think my foreman's getting fired.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a tool bag. So
Tool bag. Giant douche nozzle is what I've heard. Yeah.
He's like the worst. So
yeah, sounds like it, to just do the stuff that he's done. Oh, he's not gonna watch this.
fuck you.
Yeah,
No.
to like just rock up to a job site and start demeaning people, like
Fucking dude. It was Thursday. So I left my vape at home. I was smoking cigarettes.
mm-hmm.
And he found a cigarette butt, and so you're not allowed to smoke just at the job site.
Okay.
I do construction.
I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, I'm not. Unfortunately, that'd be really cool.
It is.
But so you're not allowed to smoke on job site, and
That's pretty standard, though.
yeah. And there was a cigarette butt on the ground, and he thought it was mine, and I was like, no, dude. I pull fucking 6 cigarette butts out of my pocket, and he was like, well, same brand. It's like, okay, there's 900 motherfuckers working on this military base.
Right. Anyone could be smoking these Marlboros.
So, I was arguing with him because I was like, A, it's not mine. B, right after he yelled at me, I went and grabbed like 8. He smokes wood tip cigars, probably like 15 a day.
Swishers.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like 15 a day. I went and found like 9 of his wood tips. And then at the end of the day, he says he claims that he found another one. I don't know what this is. Oh, sizes. And fucking he got in my face after, because he was like, I found another fucking cigarette, but you're not allowed to smoke here. You get 10 minutes a day. I work 10-hour shifts, by the way, so I think that's illegal. Don't know. But he was like, you get 10 minutes a day in your smoke designated areas. And I was like, whatever, dude, it's not fucking mine. Like, get out of my face. And then he was like, and if you're about to say you find mine all over the place, fucking mine just fall out of my pocket, as if that makes it better. Right? Because that makes it better. It fell out of your pocket. Whatever. Still on the ground, dumbass.
Prison pocket, maybe.
And I was like, that's cool and all, but it wasn't mine. And I started to say something else, and then he stomps up to me, fucking puts his hand on my chest, or fucking finger on my chest, and was like, don't fucking argue. Just shut the fuck up and say yes, sir. And I was like, hey, get the fuck out of my face. It's a good way to get laid the fuck out.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this dude's 45 years old, missing 18 teeth.
I mean, I can't really comment to that, but
Not me either. But I'm not 45.
That's true.
And I'm not sitting here picking on 20. So there's one guy that's 28, and then there's me and another guy that are both like 20. I think he's 24, and I'm 22. He just fucking picks on us, and so I was like, step the fuck back and talk to me like an adult. And then he just fucking stomps off, slams his truck door. So I think he's going to be getting fired on Monday.
What's he getting fired for?
Smoking weed on base.
Oh, yeah, that's a big fucking no-no.
So I'm a temp, right? So I went to the temp agency and told them like, hey, this is what's going on. I've already complained to you about this dude because he's a raging asshole.
So go ahead, continue the story.
Like I've already complained. It's a known issue, and the lady. So at the express office,
Uh-huh.
the lady that sits right next to the guy that I was talking to,
Yeah.
her husband used to be boss.
Oh, the guy.
I'll blur that, but the guy's boss.
He used to be boss.
Yeah. He used to be his boss and
Right.
the foreman. And I had told Dan about the weed because I saw him hitting it on base on your car. Like, dude, I could end your fucking life.
I mean, yeah, all you gotta do is go tell an MP and they'll search that shit right there. Sorry, SF.
All I gotta do is fucking drive off the base and say something. But this lady's husband used to be his boss, and she had told the guy at Express, like, yeah, that's a common thing. Like, he got hurt a year ago and refused workman's comp because he couldn't pass a UA.
Oh, yeah, that'll check out. Wow, this dude.
Eventful week.
They do have. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I made sure my almost 5-month-old didn't die.
Yeah, that's a day-to-day thing.
Took him over to mom's house a lot.
Yeah.
I got to play about 40 minutes of games. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I donated plasma and they blew my vein out.
Yeah, that happens to me every time.
No, not me, but like.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
Like, it's kind of hard to see, but
no, it's a lot worse in person.
It's a big fucking bruise, and I've got really nice veins for like poking. And like every time I've donated blood or plasma or been in the hospital for anything, they're like, "Oh, it's so easy to find your veins." But they were training a new guy, and he needs more training.
Oh.
That was the most eventful thing that happened to me this week, I think.
Yeah, I'm a ginger, so I don't like needles, which is weird. It's like, but it's different. See, and I don't think it's the needle that's the issue. I think it's the watching the blood exit me,
which happens when you get a tattoo as well,
and like cuts all over myself. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You make no sense.
Blood like out of my veins. I don't like.
You make no sense. All right, are you ready to hop into this?
I'm ready
to jump into this badger hole.
I'm fucking ready.
All right. I apologize for how artsy my notes are going to start out because, well, I did them. Atop the mountain ranges of Hibayama and Hiroshima, there have been reports of a 5-foot-tall humanoid covered completely in hair, with feet said to be 3 times larger than a normal human.
Whoa, wait, what are we talking about?
Oh, yeah, I guess I should have probably done that. We're talking about Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, all of the miscellaneous names.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Japan, this one's 5 foot tall.
Not fucking 7.
Not.
Okay. So this is
6.5 to.
This is
7.
Japan's.
No, you just wait. I told you, artsy.
Okay.
All right. With feet said to be 3 times larger than a normal human. Locals have referred to this creature as the Hibogan for hundreds of years. In the Tian Shan and Altai mountain ranges in Central Asia, people since at least 1400 CE have seen what they refer to as the Almas, a group of wild people covered in fur that run around the hills and eat foliage, grass, and whatever else they can forage for. The Yowie in Australia, the Yeti in the Himalayas, the Yeren in China, the Wild Man in Borneo, Orang Pendek in Indonesia, the Mapingurai in central Brazil, the skunk ape in the Florida Everglades, the Kamosit or Nandi bear in the forest of Kenya, though that one is said to be more of a hyena person than an ape person.
It's still a person-animal thing.
It's a were hyena, so that's kind of dope. Sure. Finally, Sasquatch, ranging from northern California to southern Canada. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm missing some, especially if you factor in the indigenous American reports of wild men dating back to long before European colonization. Hell, even the word Sasquatch comes from the Salish word Seksak. Not really sure how to say it because it's got a lot of vowels all scrunched up to each other, meaning wild men. So that word became Sasquatch.
Okay.
But why does every inhabitable continent seem to have reports of Bigfoot? Big feet.
Big feet.
8 men. Seriously, what is the plural of that? Is it big feet?
No.
You got a mommy Bigfoot and a
no.
daddy Bigfoot and a baby Bigfoot and then they're big feet? Or they're Bigfoots?
I think they're Bigfoots.
I think Bigfoot sounds stupid.
I think big feet is just wrong, like logically.
No, big feet, not big feet. I mean, I guess that would technically be a way to pluralize it as well.
Big feet is wrong.
Big feet is definitely wrong.
Big feet sounds wrong.
Bigfoots is.
No, that's wrong. Bigfoot. I think it's just Bigfoot and then comma
Sasquatches
and then S. That's yep, Sasquatches.
Boom.
That's more accurate.
And where's the evidence of these creatures? One would assume there have to be large enough populations to breed, to continue to be spotted over centuries. Either that or they live for hundreds of years and every single one happens to be better at hide and seek than every other human being on planet Earth. Which,
maybe.
I mean, that could be it.
Yeah, no.
There are some theories that I'll jump into further down that might actually lend a bit of credence to that. Shall we?
Yes.
Between news of a 2-week Brazilian rampage by the Mapaguari to castings of footprints almost 30 inches long found in a construction site in Oregon, coupled with evidence of machinery and equipment weighing up to a ton being moved by whatever left those footprints, or even theories about the Dyatlov Pass incident being caused by a Yeti. Do you know anything about the Dyatlov Pass incident?
No.
Great, because that's a whole other topic for a whole other day.
Where is that?
That's in Russia.
Okay. Yeah, no.
It's definitely Russia. Countless people have set out to uncover the aforementioned evidence of one of these creatures. Hugh Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin.
I've heard that name.
The Patterson-Gimlin footage. Yeah, that's like the quintessential
Bigfoot
footage. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to take this setup straight from Wikipedia because they do a really good job of kind of laying the whole thing out there.
And obviously, it's Wikipedia because, like, it's still a legend.
Grain of salt.
Yeah.
Big mountain of fucking Tibetan sea salt, maybe. All right. In May or June of 1967, Patterson began filming a docudrama or pseudo-documentary about cowboys being led by an old miner and a wise Indian tracker on a hunt for Bigfoot. Before this, they had copywritten the word Bigfoot. It gets better. The storyline called for Patterson, his Indian guide, which is Gimlin in a wig, and the cowboys to recall in flashbacks the stories of Fred Beck of the 1924 Ape Canyon incident, which is another Bigfoot encounter that supposedly happened, and others as they tracked the beast on horseback. For actors and cameramen, Patterson used at least 9 volunteer acquaintances, including Gimlin and Bob Hieronymus. For 3 days of shooting, I know it's a cool name, right? That's like the dopest fucking last name I've ever heard of. For 3 days of shooting, perhaps over Memorial Day weekend, because nobody seems to really know, the timeline gets a lot screwy, and that's a big source of contention. Patterson would have needed a costume to represent Bigfoot if and when the time came to shoot such climactic scenes. You're shooting, so they go out with the idea that, hey, we're going to make this docu-series, this docudrama about a Bigfoot encounter that happened.
Okay, but it hadn't.
I mean, it was 1924. This takes place in 1967.
Okay, so they aren't like 1,000. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like less than 40 years apart, but it's also like, or it's more than 40 years. It's 43 years.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
So just keep all of that in mind, right?
Okay.
These guys had gone out to shoot a Bigfoot movie. Yeah. In October of 1967, Patterson and his friend Gimlin set out for the Six Rivers National Forest in far northern California. They drove in Gimlin's truck, carrying his provision and 3 horses positioned sideways. I don't know why that's important, but apparently it is. Patterson chose the area because of intermittent reports of the creatures in the past and of their enormous footprints since 1958. His familiarity with the area and its residents from prior visits may also have been a factor. So this dude for like 3 years was back and forth in and around this area trying to
Just capture something.
No, not even that. Just trying to like get the funding to put this together.
Okay.
Like he gone to San Diego to try to sell some sort of like hoop toy, which I couldn't really find any more about online.
Okay.
I assume it's a hula hoop type thing, or it's like a hoop with a stick. I really don't fucking know. But
that's way better.
Right. But like, so he had gone to San Diego to try to sell this thing to get funding to pay for the movie.
Okay.
The most recent of these reports was the nearby Blue Creek Mountain track find, which was investigated by journalist John Green, Bigfoot hunter Rene Dahinden, I don't know, it's French, and archaeologist Don Abbott on and after August 28th, 1967. This find was reported to Patterson via his wife, soon thereafter by Al Hodgson, owner of the Willow Creek Variety Store. Though Gimlin says he doubted the existence of Sasquatch-like creatures, he agreed to Patterson's insistence that they should not attempt to shoot one. And it does not explain whether they mean shoot or shoot. But it does kind of get into that. The film in question, captured on October 20th, 1967. The location was shot alongside Bluff Creek, a tributary of the Klamath River, about 25 logging road miles northwest of Orleans, California. Middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
People didn't know exactly where this was until 2011, when like some overgrowth had caught on fire and they were like, oh shit, that's the spot. Because these guys didn't say where it was for a long time.
Does it get into why?
Kinda.
But not really.
I'll just keep going.
Time out.
I'm gonna.
Sorry. It's an issue.
A big issue. We both need to quit, but, well.
Alright, carry on.
Alright.
Fuck was that?
Your neighbor?
He's a funny guy. You know, there's construction. He called me last night at like 10 p.m. because he's been in Casper.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck do we get to our apartment?
Sponsors. Just saying.
Sponsor, not sponsored, just to clarify.
No, we would love to be sponsored.
Yeah.
Please. Apps. I love your beer. How do you get to your apartment?
Yeah. That's what because of the construction.
Right.
He had to Google like the detour just because he's not from around here, so he doesn't know. And he's only lived here for
as long as you guys.
Yeah.
Almost a year.
Yeah. But he called me at like 10 p.m. and was like, how the fuck do I get home?
That's hilarious.
I was like, I got you, man. And he was like, thank God I'm not high right now.
Dude, I was like, if I dip too late, if I make a left too late, I'm gonna get stuck in that neighborhood because I know that there are ways that it doesn't go through. Yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna take a chance, and I dipped
as late as you could.
I fucking I almost straight shot here.
If you would have waited, or if you wouldn't have waited, and you would have taken the next left,
I would have gotten stuck.
Yeah.
And if I would have taken the one before that, I would have gotten stuck.
No,
because it goes into a different neighborhood.
It kind of splits off into two.
Oh,
yeah. That one you'd find.
I went back there like once.
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
It is pretty stupid. Anyway,
for some context, literally, there's one road to get to my apartment right now,
dude. Well, there's generally one main road to get to his apartment.
There's two generally. You have Highway 30.
Oh, I mean, I guess, yeah. Either way, the intersection of the main roads to get here is completely FUBAR.
So you have to go through like a residential neighborhood, which I would hate personally.
Yeah, I would not like that. Okay, so the film itself is 23.85 feet long because it's actual film, right? Yeah. Has 954 frames and runs for 59.5 seconds at 16 frames per second. To the end of the film roll, assumedly because they had already been shooting on that roll.
Okay.
We will never have that evidence. The original is gone.
I almost just fucked everything. My knee hit the table. I'm sorry.
Jesus. It shows an image of what appears to be a female Bigfoot, known from frame 352, which is the most famous frame of the film. the filmmakers refer to the creature as Patty. And then I've got the link. If you want to watch it, we can superimpose.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Okay.
This is the video.
This is the video.
We're good to go. Hold on.
So I'm sure.
We're good to go.
Okay, this is the video. I'm sure everyone has seen this video before. It's a minute and 41 seconds. This whole thing. It's like slowed down, stabilized. It's the whole shebang. So go ahead and click play.
Do we need audio?
No, you don't need the audio.
Okay.
We'll just have the audio of us.
Okay, cool.
Okay, click play. All right.
Patterson film.
Yep. Normal speed, not stabilized.
So this is like.
This is the raw, unedited. This is it.
Hard to see. Let me slow it down.
I'll need to stabilize the film. Enhance. Okay. So there you go. You can see it. Like walking.
Yeah.
A little slower, a lot smoother. That's good because we need it.
Yeah, there's a thing there.
Yeah, but look at how long the arms are.
Pretty long.
The arms are long. The gait is not concise with a normal human.
The what?
The way it walks.
No.
Also, you can see the ditty.
The butt cheek.
No, you can see the butt cheeks too, but it clearly has breasts.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So that's the best part of the film because the whole thing is like 5 minutes, whatever. Like I said.
So my only
59 seconds.
thing with like that, right? Is these people have already like they went to go shoot Bigfoot.
No, they went to shoot a movie about Bigfoot.
That's what I'm saying.
But they didn't go to shoot Bigfoot.
But
I got more notes.
No, I fully believe you. But like, in theory, like what they went to go shoot a movie of Bigfoot. In theory, they have a Bigfoot costume.
Exactly. Right. But there are a lot of big time proponents of this footage saying it's the single best piece of evidence out there that exists that Bigfoot is real because of the things like the gait. The fact that if you're going to make a Bigfoot costume and you're probably going to have a dude in it, most guys wouldn't think let's throw tits on it. Like that if that's something that was thought out, then why not just make it a male Bigfoot?
Well, so like for me, if I just add a little bit of arch,
no. So
look at my arms. Though.
Okay, but according to like breakdowns of where that thing is, it is like 6.5 feet tall.
Correct, which means its arms are a lot longer than mine. Even just standing up, I feel like my arms are. Well, actually, I have freakishly long arms.
You do have very freakishly long arms, but you're also not built like that.
No. But costumes, I mean,
she's a brick house.
I could go and buy a fucking ninja costume right now, or like a John Cena, and it'll come with like padding and shit, you know. Like in theory,
I mean, the plausibility that it's a costume is
it's small.
No,
it's big.
I think personally it's pretty big. But let's wait to
because there's more.
Let's wait.
There's more.
Let's wait to actually decide what we think until the very end.
Okay, I'm cool.
Okay. So following the film running out, Gimlin remounted his horse, and he and Patterson followed Patty.
Okay.
Right. Keeping his distance. until it disappeared around a bend in the road 300 yards or 270 meters away. Patterson called him back at that point, feeling vulnerable on foot without a rifle, because he feared the creature's mate might approach. That's a weird tidbit, because like I said, there have to be mating pairs. Like there have to be enough of a
in order
population for them to propagate, to continue existing, theoretically.
Yes.
The entire encounter had lasted less than 2 minutes. So the way it worked was they saw it. Patterson jumped off his horse, grabbed the shit out of his saddlebag, his camera, with what little film he had left, set it up, had to run to it, ends up no, it wasn't great.
I know.
He ends up falling, which is apparently in the full footage. You can see it. It's very shaky. He's running after this thing. He runs across a river. Like he closes some fucking distance, and that's on the original film. So
how long is the original film? If you know.
It's 59 seconds. 59.5 seconds. So dude's booking it after this thing because they saw it and they're like, oh shit. I'll keep going.
Okay.
And so he told Patterson told Gimlin, because Patterson's the one running across, he told Gimlin, cover me. And Gimlin immediately thought by that he was like, he means grab one of the guns and keep it on it. And Gimlin swears to his dying day that he never pointed it at the Sasquatch, the creature, but he had it at the ready. So they had to round up Patterson's horses, which had run off in opposite directions, downstream before the filming began. He got his second roll of film from his saddlebag and filmed the track. Then the men tracked Patty either 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers, or 3 miles, 4.8 kilometers, but lost it in the heavy undergrowth. They then went back to their campsite 3 miles, or 4.8 kilometers south, picked up plaster, returned to the initial site, measured the creature's steps length, and made 2 plaster casts, one each of the best quality of left and right print.
Okay.
I could not find what happened to the plaster prints.
Okay.
Don't know where they're at. I'm sure somebody's got them out there somewhere. Patterson died in 1972, but maintained until the end that the creature was real. Gimlin has also consistently denied being involved in any sort of a hoax, despite becoming a keynote speaker at Bigfoot conventions starting in the early 2000s. So, like, until 2005, this dude, he had only done like 3 interviews. He was like, leave me the fuck alone about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
But then as time went on, he was like,
okay, this is something that happened. People are actually opening up to
also their stories and whatnot.
Well, just alternate ways of thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, the early 2000s were pretty big about that. 9/11 made a lot of people start thinking outside the box. So, like, yeah, he started talking about it. Skeptics of the Patterson-Gimlin film argue for the possibility of a hoax, obviously. They question the creature's human-like movements and proportions, suggesting that the figure could have easily been a person in a sophisticated costume. Skeptic Dave McDonnell, a well-known Bigfoot researcher, is one of the figures leading this argument. He and others point out that the creature's movements and physical build could have been fabricated, especially considering the advancements in costume design and special effects like that. Which is kind of what we already said.
Yeah.
In fact, there have been several taxidermied Sasquatches that have turned out to be very well-made gorilla suits with some alteration, like the one announced by Rick Dyer and Matthew Whitten in 2008. Dyer claimed, okay, so I didn't put the whole story in the notes, but these 2 guys went on a podcast and they were like, oh yeah, we have a Sasquatch body, like 100%. And they're like,
the fuck?
Can we see it? Where is it? It's an undisclosed location. So then it gets better, actually. So when he does finally show it to people, they're like, bro, that's clearly not like a biological organism. Like, that's not a living thing.
Yeah.
And so he claimed that the FBI took the real body, and because he had made such a hullabaloo about the whole thing, that he had to have something, so he went out and got this taxidermied Sasquatch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, smells like dead fish to me.
Yeah.
All right. Additionally, the lack of concrete evidence, such as DNA, clear photographs, or other irrefutable proof, has led many skeptics to dismiss the film as a clever fabrication. The fact that the original film no longer exists, which is also what I said, only copies, and the absence of the original film's leader, which is the negative for film back in the day, which would have indicated the date when it was developed, also cast doubt on the film's authenticity. This leaves us without the ability to verify the exact timing of the film's development and any other shots that might have been taken, such as possible alternate take. So if they're out there, they're like, it doesn't look real. We need some more shakiness.
Yeah.
What if I fall down? That looks more authentic. Speaking as to the film itself, a more serious objection concerns the film's timeline. This is important because Kodachrome 2 movie film, which is what it was shot on, as far as it's known, could only be developed in labs containing a $60,000 plus machine. That's fucking expensive back in the day.
I mean, that's still fucking expensive.
Yeah, I don't have 60 grand just laying around. And the few West Coast labs known to possess one did not develop anything on the weekend. So they claim that this happened over a weekend, and then the film was available on Monday.
Okay.
So it gets kind of more convoluted. Not really convoluted, but it leads more towards the sketchy side. Yeah. Patterson's brother-in-law, Al Diatley, which is a weird name, claims not to remember where he took the film for development or where he picked it up.
How do you not?
Right. That's a huge fucking deal, especially when it's only at a few places on the entire West Coast that can develop it.
Yeah.
To be fair, if this dude was constantly taking and having film developed for his brother-in-law, you'd still probably fucking remember where you went all the time.
Well, you'd remember, you knew that you had footage or film of Sasquatch, of Patty.
Yeah, you would think that
you'd be like, oh fuck, that'd be a very.
Patterson would have been like, yo, this right here is the single most important
thing in
real
our life right
film
now
that has ever been found, ever been taken. So guard this with your fucking life. You would think that would be the case, and then it would be very memorable because you'd be like, wow, that was weird. I would agree with that. The odds of Sasquatch's existence are a topic of much debate, obviously. While there are no definitive answers, some scientific analyses suggest that many supposed Sasquatch sightings could actually be misidentified known animals, such as bears. For instance, data scientist Flo Foxon, which is a cool fucking name.
That is a dope name.
Found a strong statistical link between black bear populations and Sasquatch sightings, with an expectation of one Sasquatch sighting for every 900 bears present in an area. That does not, however, explain sightings all over the world, because we don't have polar bears in Tibet.
No.
So how do you explain away the Yeti? There are no bears in Florida, so explain the skunk ape to me.
Yeah.
It fits, but it's not the whole puzzle piece. It's just a little nubby part that that kind of fits.
That could be it, but that doesn't explain anything else.
Right. Also, that thing on that 100% was not
a bear.
That's not a bear.
No.
1,000,000% that's not a bear.
No.
The FBI even formally investigated the Sasquatch phenomenon in 1976, running a DNA test on a hair sample supposedly left by one. What do you think it was?
Horsehair.
Pretty close. It was found to have no known genetic marker. I'm just kidding. It was deer hair. Yeah. And that's the case in so many of these circumstances, because people are, other than the foot castings, which have been shown you can repeat that. There are guys that have been Bigfoot hoaxers that have giant cast iron feet attached to sandals that they walk around and leave these
Yeah.
giant fucking imprints because it's cast iron. They weigh 80 pounds each, plus whatever the person weighs. Yeah, that looks like a very heavy creature.
Well, and people are shitty. So, like, if there's any sort of legend out there, there's gonna be that select few people that go out of their way to make sure that it's like blown out of proportion and like over exaggerated.
Well, sure,
Like,
because you can capitalize on it and you
yeah,
can make a buck or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
whatever it may be, or if they're just a shitty person.
yeah. Just
Like,
I mean, look at the Paul brothers. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they prank people. They kind of started that whole trend on YouTube. It's just a prank, bro, and like they're sometimes doing really fucked up shit to people.
yeah,
So yeah, you're right. There are just shitty people out there. 100%.
or my boss.
Yeah. Or a lot of my bosses. Especially at the last company I worked at.
A lot of people. Yeah, for me, I don't know. Like, I want to see this original. I would like him falling and everything.
The last company I worked at, Chandler was technically my boss. Just to explain that joke for everybody that's not me.
It's funny. Haha.
Haha.
Patterson-Gimlin film.
Footage.
What?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Just the original.
Yeah, right there.
Original footage. All right. I'm gonna.
We're gonna superimpose this one as well.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Is this it?
A rare unedited version. That's 3 minutes long. I don't know how.
We'll watch it. Let's see. As soon as this ad's done, guys, I'll throw it up on the screen.
Hate ads, but would love them if we had some.
All right. So this is like the uncut. So who was that in the film?
I have no idea.
Was Gimlin technically?
No, I don't know because the film in question is only supposed to be 59 seconds long, and this one is 3 minutes.
So I wonder if this was all of the film that they took in that day.
I mean, it does kind of look like stock film, stock footage of like.
Because I mean, it's not like videos nowadays. You can't just like edit it, you know,
On
like,
the fly.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's obviously like jumps in between it, but if we sit here for
well, so the jumps could be explained as
as film.
Them shutting the camera off,
Yeah.
and then turning it back on
Yeah.
to capture
No,
something.
absolutely. Well, and film has its issues.
This looks way grainier than the Bigfoot footage.
The Bigfoot footage kind of looks like that level of grainy.
Yeah, maybe
Like-
I'm just used to looking at it like stabilized and slowed down and stuff.
Like, I'm confused as to who's in that.
Yeah, I don't. From my research, I don't know.
It was
what it is.
59 seconds, you said?
Yeah, and this
Okay.
video is 3 minutes long.
We'll find that 59-second one. Because, that's not that.
Let's the stabilize.
Is it this?
Maybe. Yeah. Click that. Yeah.
All right.
Let's
We'll try
this guy. Thanks, Nat Geo.
So, like, that's Bigfoot. I didn't see him fall. Or is it after?
I don't know, man. He's clearly running there. Kind of looks like he just ate shit a little bit.
You're telling me that you're 20 feet from this
25 yards.
and it turns and like sees you.
Apparently, I looked back 3 times. The first time was with a disdainful look, according to Gimlin.
Okay, I don't know about anyone else, but
Yeah,
if I'm walking,
if I see that, I'm not losing it.
A, I'm not losing it. B, if I'm a motherfucker just walking and turn around and see someone and they are like running after me, anyone in that kind of like I don't know. Like, you can claim it's a bear, you can claim whatever, but
that's clearly not a bear.
no,
And
100%.
it's also clearly not a monkey, and it's also clearly not a person. Although it could be a person in a suit. I'm not gonna debate that.
That's-
because that's obvious. It could be that.
That's what I kind of roll through. Just because any animal, even a fucking dog, even something that has been like house trained, if you're walking, you're either that animal's gonna get spooked, or it's gonna fucking turn around and come towards
you. Okay.
In my offense, if it's a cougar, it's either running away or running to you.
It depends on how much margaritas are going for that night.
Or a beer. Or a bear. Or a bear.
My cougar joke fucked you up?
A little bit. Or a bear. Like, that's either going to run away or run away or run to you. Like, there's so much shit that nothing, I can't name a single fucking thing that's going to turn around and look at you and then just keep on keeping on.
Okay, well, so then in that case, let's get into some of the theories. There are two main schools of thought as to if Sasquatch exists,
Okay.
what it is.
Okay, time out. Okay, we're good.
I think every time you do that, you need to just say, ad break, or something. Or like, we need to have I should just, no, I don't want to bring my stream deck over.
No, I'm going to keep it in. It's genuine, but we're not talking about anything. So it's not like, it's like, time out, let me do something.
No, but like, that would be a good spot to edit for an ad break.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we had ads.
We don't have ads.
Give us an ad.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely be the ads holes for you. So there are two main schools of thought, like I said.
Okay.
The first is that Sasquatch is an actual biological organism that can fucking hide really well. And that they are some sort of maybe Cro-Magnon evolution of humanity, of Homo sapiens, and they're really good at hiding, but they're also all over the world, but they're really good at just staying hidden.
So, and part of me, so the episode that you guys are going to see after this one, the research I was doing to find all of the stuff that I found for what I have prepared.
I like how you're keeping a secret.
Got into something, it wasn't Bigfoot, but it was something in the sorts that you kind of just explained. Something that is just, it was an urban legend, but there was more like what confuses the fuck out of me with Bigfoot is there's nothing
concrete
ever.
Yeah.
And there never has been. Whereas aliens, there is concrete for that. More so than
definitely more so than
Bigfoot.
Yeah, especially with all the footage that's been coming out lately.
Yeah. So like, or just almost any other urban legend, fucking Slenderman, like so many things out there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Have more concrete than this thing that's been talked about and known for the last 80 years.
No, longer than that.
Yeah, like
since the 1400s. At latest.
Yeah.
So.
So I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I don't put much because like how could they just stay hidden this whole time?
You can't.
What with globalization happening, and granted it's something like, I'm just gonna shit a statistic here, like 35% of the land on Earth hasn't been touched by humanity or some shit like that. There's an actual number out there, I don't know it off the top of my head, but
I'm pretty sure it's lower than that.
I don't think it is.
Because I also get into that about what I have.
Okay. Well, either way, if there was something that was hiding, that was intelligent enough to like avoid humanity, because that's what it would have to be, because there are undiscovered species that are found every day, but they're not huge generally speaking.
But let's get into that as well. From what I have seen, 28% of the land on this planet hasn't been explored.
Is that 28?
It's 28.
My 35% was
pretty good
then for just shitting it.
You know how much of that 28% is in America? 0. every single bit of land in America has been walked through at least once. That's true. It's true.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Look at the population and the size of our country.
Okay.
But you can't just say okay like that. Like, what do you mean? Every bit of our country has been explored. Every part that is land has been explored.
You're saying every square foot in America.
I'm not statistically not every square fucking foot, but like
every forest has had a person in it. Sure. But have they gone through and like set up trail cams on every fucking tree and that got it? No.
No, obviously. But like I don't know, for me, like if you're talking somewhere like in fucking Key West or something that isn't.
No, we're talking about the skunk ape now. So apparently it smells like boiled diapers.
I believe it. That's just all of Key West, I think.
Oh, it's all of Florida.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Sorry.
Unless your name is literally Florida, man. We love you.
Yeah, I don't know. Just it seems impossible to me. But then again, I mean, I don't know. It's hard because if its one true goal is to just stay hidden,
then how would the footage happen?
And
then that's basically
true.
That's basically screwing up the prime directive if you're like
if that's your one main goal. And if you see a camera that's pointed at you, you're not just gonna be like.
I mean, it was 67. Like cameras weren't a huge thing then.
If you see a person though, and your main goal is to be hidden,
okay,
you're not just gonna
but
you're gonna be like, oh shit.
To play devil's advocate, there are other like there is other footage out there, but it's not as hotly contested as the Patterson-Gimlin stuff. I want to do like an origins episode, talk about the footage, that kind of stuff. Okay, none of that even matters though, because the other kind of main theory about Sasquatch is that they're interdimensional beings rather than
that they live on this plane.
Right, that they can kind of plane shift. To take a note from something you might understand.
See, and I believe that more so than anything.
Yeah, as do I.
Just because I don't know, like aliens.
Actually, I really wish that I would have found the story that I'm about to tell to substantiate a little bit more, to have names and stuff. But there have been reports of UAPs being flown by what look like Sasquatches.
UAP?
Yeah, unidentified or unknown aerial phenomenon. It's what replaced UFO 5 years ago.
Okay.
Because the government has to do that.
Yeah,
they're fucking idiots.
Okay, so that's a little far-fetched. I mean, hairy people or hairy aliens, maybe. I don't think that's Sasquatches. Definitely. I don't need to get into that part, but I could believe that a little more because, I mean, look at any like satanic ritual or anything like that. That it's always somewhere in the middle of nowhere in the creepy ass woods. So if there's a portal to another dimension or anything like that, that's where it would be. And the only Bigfoot footage has been in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, yeah, by guys that had set out to shoot a movie about Bigfoot.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's fucking hard, man.
Hold on. To once again play devil's advocate, because that's my favorite thing to do. If anyone was going to capture Bigfoot footage, wouldn't it be people that set out to shoot a movie about Bigfoot?
Yeah, 100%.
That's Occam's razor there.
Yeah.
The simplest solution is often the correct one. Therefore, they went out to do a thing, and they're like, oh shit, that's the thing we're here to do. Boom. As you so eloquently mimed it earlier.
Yeah.
So, like, it's up there. Jump out of the badger hole. What do you think right now, 100%? Does Bigfoot exist?
It's so fucking hard for me, because, like, I believe in so many things. Bigfoot is, honestly, it's not even that far-fetched, like, thinking about a hairy humanoid creature that, like Bigfoot, thinking about Bigfoot, if I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard as fuck for me. And
Well-
I've always been on the fence about it because in my head, I'm like, okay, it's been hundreds, thousands years, but nothing has been concrete. And there's been concrete evidence about crazier shit.
I mean, Homo floresiensis were bigger, hairier versions of humanity. They were predecessors.
Yeah. I mean, like, it,
But like, how would groups all over the world have sustained themselves without intermingling genetically?
I mean, I there's this motherfucker that works at Taco John's that I swear he's related to him.
To Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's hairy. He's really hairy.
Oh.
But I really don't know, man. I can't give you a yes or a no. If I have to,
Yeah, you have to.
if I had to
For
give
the
you,
podcast, that's what we're doing. At the end of every episode, we will get out of the badger hole, and it's a solid.
I think that these guys were full of shit.
Patterson and Gimlin?
Yeah,
Oh.
but I would say that a sort of Bigfoots do exist.
A sort of big fetuses.
Yeah, I would say that there's something out there.
You're saying you want to believe.
No. I'm saying that I do believe that there's something out there. I don't think Patty is real.
You're disrespecting Patty?
Well, the motherfucker in the suit was real,
The
for
tits,
sure.
Chandler, the tits.
Yeah, that's something that, like, anybody in marketing, let's fuck people's head and go outside of the box real fast. Like, their story just, how the fuck is your brother-in-law going to forget where he took the film of your
That's why I included that, because like
your
that's
prized possession. You're not going to forget that.
Yeah.
A. B. If a Bigfoot saw you, dude, it's not going to just fucking...
Look
It's
back
gonna
disapprovingly.
it's either going to run away or try to fucking kill you. Like,
Unless
and
I
it's
don't know.
clear footage for back then in the day. I mean, obviously.
With
clear.
all the stabilization and stuff, yeah, it's pretty clear.
I'm just saying in general, even not, like, it's clear. It got so close to it. Like, that
25 yards is pretty close.
you can't get 25 yards from a deer in the middle of fucking in the woods. You can't. I mean, if you're sneaking,
camping.
if you're sneaking, no. If you're
literally walked up to us.
correct. There's a difference between you approaching something and something approaching you.
Well, sure, okay, yeah, that's fair.
And if you are full blown fucking sprinting at something, you're not getting 20 feet from it, 20 yards from it. You're not.
Okay, so you think that the Patterson-Gimlin footage is a complete crock of horse shit,
I do.
but that there is something Sasquatch adjacent that
Yes.
does exist.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I could get into the Yeti right now. That's something that I feel like there's more hard concrete towards.
You'd be surprised.
I've done digging on both.
The yellow snow thing from Monsters Inc. actually has slightly more credibility after the research I've done.
Oh, didn't know that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. But, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Patterson and Gimlin did what they wanted to do.
I mean, they definitely got eyes on their film.
Yeah,
For sure.
and retired them.
I mean, they didn't really make money off of it while
They were alive.
Patterson is dead. Gimlin's still alive, I believe. I'd have to look back at my notes to actually know who is who. But yeah, the one that's still alive. I mean, he's doing talk circuits now, but he's fucking old. He's like he's in his 70s.
Yeah.
So,
But that's my theory. I do believe that there is something adjacent to Bigfoot. And I think that Patterson and Gimlin, I mean, they had set out to film Bigfoot, a movie.
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
pseudo drama.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your spin?
I am of the Bigfoot is a like they are corporeal, but I think they're like dimension hoppers is more so it.
I would believe that too.
And like I think that there's just something about like they want to like protect nature. It just seems to always be the vibe.
Potentially.
Even though most people that like encounter them are like camping or whatever, and they're not really destroying anything natural. But I mean, there have been reports of them fucking up construction sites. That's pretty well documented. Moving around heavy equipment and stuff like that, like shit that you can't just move.
Yeah, and again, I do believe in that there's something out there, and it being a dimension hopper, 100% can get behind.
For sure.
I just think that video
is bullshit. Yeah, I do have to agree. Especially like I mean that's kind of I wrote the notes in a way that kind of pushes it to seem a little bit more like this is bullshit, because I really do feel like there were just too many inconsistencies with their stories, and the fact that like you exactly like you said, like you set out to do this thing,
you're gonna do it,
right? You're gonna do it. You have a much higher probability of doing that thing, but it's like what we saw maybe a total of 3 minutes worth of film potentially by them, and
you're the only motherfuckers ever to go out and do that.
Well, the most famous motherfuckers to go out,
yeah,
for sure. But there will be more Bigfoot talks, and maybe as we get into it and more evidence is put forth, then maybe we'll change our minds. But I agree, the Patterson-Gimlin footage, I want to say that was Bob Hieronymus in a big fucking titty gorilla suit.
Well, and back to the titties, I mean that's a very thought out marketing plan. You're thinking outside the box.
Right.
You're gonna be like,
because then
who
people just like me would be like, oh, why would they put tits on it?
Exactly.
Why are tits on that thing if it's not a real thing?
Yeah, like who doesn't like boobs? Like, you know, it's I think that
Trevor.
That's true.
He's the only person alive.
That's incorrect.
That doesn't like boobs? Yeah, everybody likes boobs.
But
they give life, bro.
I don't know. They're smart as fuck. And the fact that one died with that secret.
I mean, that's pretty huge in and of itself.
That's a very, very big deal.
Yeah.
But also holding that kind of shit on your chest, knowing that you're lying to someone that would...
Unless you've told yourself the story so many times that you believe it, and that's not a lie to you
and
anymore.
That happens. Yeah.
I mean, and then, fuck it. I mean, you go to your grave going, yeah, no, it was totally real.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't either. I'd like to think that, no, that's 100% legit. Like, that's some sort of crazy cryptid walking through frames in 1967 in California. But I mean, like, that's 2 years before the Summer of Love. If there's going to be a big, stinky, smelly, hairy, bipedal creature walking through Northern California, it's going to be right around that time period, because there were a lot of big, smelly, hairy motherfuckers walking around naked in California in that time period.
Well, and with that, I mean, it's California. California's always been California. Like, you have special effects. You don't really have any special effects in '67. You're talking talking what? This is like 6 years before Star Wars. So I mean, yeah, there were some, but all it would have taken was somebody walking weirdly in a suit, custom made suit, which because they were making a movie, they would have probably already had made. Yeah.
So that's it. That's the whole thing. That's Patterson-Gimlin footage is bullshit.
We want your guys' opinions, obviously, because I'm sure that there's going to be more people that are more in depth into just. For me, I haven't looked at any Bigfoot footage or research since
big footage.
Yeah, since fucking like 6-7 years ago. So I don't know shit. But in particular, the Patterson and Gimlin footage,
yeah, if there's a video that you think completely disproves everything that we said, link it in the comments below. On YouTube. Where else is this going?
YouTube, Spotify. There'll be bits and pieces on TikTok.
Oh, great. We're on TikTok now. What's China?
Good job.
That's a wrap.
On Spotify, can you leave comments?
On Spotify, no, but you can email us
Through Spotify.
No, well, just no.
No.
Badgerholepodcast@gmail.com. I check it every day because it automatically goes to my cell phone.
But yeah, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Awesome.